What is going on, YouTube? My name is CJ Acosta, whichever one you choose to call me. Hope you've all been doing well and spread love and kindness throughout your neighborhood, throughout the community, throughout the entire world. We could all use it. And on today's video, we have yet again another tier list. I am looking over to my other monitor to make sure that my audio level sounds semi-decent because I have my 3D printer behind me and it is printing some cool stuff out. But yes, another tier list today. Today we are ranking Fallout TV show characters. And this is something that I'm really excited for. I seen it and was like, this would be a really good one to actually put so I can actually voice my opinion on some of the characters and things that I might want to see change. So please sit back, relax, have go and get you like a snack, get you something to drink, and just kick back and enjoy this video. But speaking of 3D printing, so this is a thought that I had. I don't know if it'll actually take off. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments, and then we're going to get into the video. I would love to 3D print some actual Fallout stuff because that's predominantly what we do on this channel. Somehow I still want to do other things, but you guys really enjoy the Fallout stuff. So can you guys see that? This is a Nuka-Cola bottle cap. I haven't painted it yet, but yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I also printed a pink one because I have pink filament. You guys see that? Why is it not lock in? There, no, not locking in. There we go. Here's a gray one. I also have a black one, but I don't know where it's at right now. So there we go, gray one. But even not only just the bottle caps, I have actual. Wait, now I need this to work on me. Hold on, it'll pick up. There we go. I actually printed out a Nuka-Cola bottle itself. Guess what? Check it out. It actually works. You can take the cap off, and you can put the cap back on here, right? So that's pretty cool. And if that wasn't enough, hey, check it out. I even made mini ones. I made mini ones. So yeah, let me know down below if you guys would even be interested in me putting this stuff out here. These aren't just bottle caps. These are magnets. These are magnets as well. The little Nuka-Cola things. I think that'd be really cool because I have a mini fridge. I actually have multiple mini fridges in here. If you look right here, there's a mini fridge. That's what that is. It's a Warzone mini fridge. But without further ado, please let us jump into this video. Let me know if you guys would be interested in me starting up like a little Etsy store though, for real. I mean, I have a 3D printer and I think this would be so much fun to print. But yeah, so let's get into the video. Oh, please like, comment, hit the subscribe button on this channel, and also feel free to go to the CJ Coastal channel and drop a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button over there. Both channels are on the road to 200 subscribers. This channel has actually damn near caught up to that channel, which is really good and bad at the same time because I've put so many videos on that channel. But I love you guys and I really appreciate you guys. Yet again, please spread love and kindness. Genuinely, like, no, for real, like, genuinely, this world truly needs so much love and kindness, man. I have a lot to say, but obviously just be nice to each other. If you see people that need help people. Not only help people, but please help yourself more than any and everything. Not only are you're not just a view to me, you are a human being. And with that much being said, I will look you straight in your eyes and tell you right now that I'm very proud of you. I'm very grateful for you. I'm very thankful for you. Just keep going. And yet again, let's uplift each other, especially in any community that you are in, whether it be Fallout, whether it be any other gaming community, whether it be in literally your neighborhood, your community where you live. Just support one another, be there for one another. And yeah, let's jump into the video, please. Sorry for another long-winded intro. I'm going to actually put timestamps on this video, I promise, so then you can skip this intro if you don't want to hear it. But again, I'm very proud of you, and you've come so far as a person, and I love you, and I'm here for you. So if you ever have anything that you would like to comment down below, feel free to, and I respond to all my comments. So yet again, I'm very sorry this intro is so long, but I felt like I should say that to you guys. So let's get into the video. Right now. Sorry, forgot about the right now part. The Fallout TV show character tier list. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say companion because I literally have another companion one that I want to do. Let's go ahead and get a sip of drink. Go ahead and drink you some water. Drink you some water right quick. Come on. This video is probably gonna be like almost 30 minutes. I'm not even lying. We got Lee Moldaver. Now, with Lee Moldaver from, okay, another thing you might hear, I don't know if I said this in the intro, but you may hear my 3D printer running in the background. I'm pretty sure you can actually see it moving back here as well. But Lee Moldaver. So, The story, the way it is set up, is amazing in my personal opinion. I love the way the story sets Lee Moldaver up, because in the very beginning you were just like, who is this psychotic person coming into this vault, you know, with Lucy and what's his name, Monty. In the beginning you say to yourself like, oh well, they're just raiders, because that's what Lucy alludes to, is, oh, y'all are just raiders. However, they are technically raiders, but they're at the same time, they're being led by Lee Moldaver, who actually has a plan for the world, which you don't really know about until quite literally the very end of the show. I think the way Lee Moldaver is set up through flashbacks, pre-war flashbacks, and through post-war, what we see today, I think that Lee Moldaver is an absolute fantastic character. I still have so many questions for Lee Moldaver though. As far as her meeting Lucy's mother, Rose, I am very interested in that. I hope that is brought to us more in flashbacks or so on and so forth in either season 2 or season 3. How did Lee Moldaver survive over 200 years? Because we see her in pre-war talking to Cooper Howard, and we see her talking to Lucy today and stealing Hank McClane. So I do find her to be a very, very, very interesting character. I love the way she is portrayed in this show. I think that she has to go into, I would love to put her in S tier. I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. So I don't want to put all these characters in S tier. I love this show that much, but I think that Lee Moldaver deserves to be an A tier. I am going to be completely transparent with you guys. This may be a genuine hot take, and that's why I make these tier lists, because they may be hot takes. I do not like Thaddeus. I am not a fan of Thaddeus. I think that the actor that plays Thaddeus is playing Thaddeus perfectly, because he is a character that he is a dislikable character, and that's how I'm going to rate these people. I'm not going to rate it based solely on their, you know, how they're acting or any who's playing them or so on and so forth, or how they could have played it better. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to do this solely based on how I feel towards said character. So my opinion toward Thaddeus is, believe it or not, I do not like Thaddeus at all. I don't condone bullying by any means. I don't think that you picking on someone is even remotely okay, which is portrayed so well in this show, because that goes to show that I felt something when I watched this show, that I felt the need to address it this way. So yes, Thaddeus is actually going to be D tier. Hot take. I know. Thaddeus is going to be in the D tier. Believe it or not, there are a couple more that might be down there with him. Alright, next we have Betty Pearson. My goodness, Betty. Man. So, overseer from management, coming from 31 to 33. When you're in a glum, vote 31. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a bunch of bullshit. They have competent people, I would assume, in Vault 33, but maybe not. But Betty Pearson, my goodness. I actually, the first time I watched this show, I vividly remember looking at Betty Pearson in the very, very, very beginning, when Lucy is sitting in front of the council and she is trying to find a suitable marriage partner. I remember looking at Betty Pearson and say she would be the perfect bad guy and throughout this entire thing. And it's crazy to think, because I was right. She is not a good person. She knows things that she presumes that everyone doesn't know, and I find that to be horrible. She is a terrible person. Then we get flashbacks of Cooper Howard actually meeting Betty pre-war, which is even crazier, because like we don't really know the complete lore behind it all, lead from episode 1 till like 7, and then episode 8 I think is when you get the actual like, oh man, like all these people that you're seeing that are alive, you know, that are like older but alive, are actually like like this, you're a bad guy the whole time. And with that much being said, I don't like Betty at all. I think Betty, if there was an F tier, Betty would actually be an F tier. So, moving on, we have Chet. This is not the Chet from the Good Spring store, which I think is interesting that they named him Chet. Chet. I think Chet, honestly, first of all, I will give Chet credit here. Chet gives the best quote in the entire, and I mean the entirety of the show. He gives the best quote. He is told by Norman. Norman says, "Chet, you're a coward." And then Chet looks at Norman in the eyes and says, "We are all cowards. That's why we live in a vault." And I love this quote so much. It might not be a quote verbatim, but that is what he essentially says to Norman. And I think that that is such a fantastic quote because it sets up not only the show, it sets up the show as a whole. Like, genuinely as a whole, because it really just goes to show for the next person to leave the vault, how strong you truly have to be and the amount of willpower that you have to have. But I think that Chet is a fantastic character, a phenomenal character. I do find Chet to be very weak. I find that he is very terrified, which only adds on to the quote because he is self-aware enough to know that he is scared, he is weak, he is a coward. And I really like that because I really love people that are self-aware about the way they feel. And Chet is the embodiment of that. And I think that Chet, honestly, Chet will have to go into the A tier as a character. I think that he is fantastic. I think the way he is portrayed, the way that he makes you feel something, because you want Chet to, because Chet is like this bigger masculine, guy. So you want him to be like this super duper tough guy, but the reality of it, and there is a duality in him and another character that we're going to go on to in a little while, that actually shows that it does not matter your size, it just matters your humanity as a whole, and you can be absolutely terrified. Next we have Lucy McClane. Lucy Goosey McClane. Lucy Goosey McClane. My God, what a character. Ella Purnell, she is a fantastic actress, and she portrays Lucy so well as a vault dweller. The curiosity. Lucy just reminds me of a cat. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's so curious. She, and also as another person that I can attribute that as well to. Lucy Goosey McClane. So I'm gonna just call her Goosey because I have a cat who I literally named Goosey solely because of Lucy. But yeah, so Goosey is fantastic. I think the way Goosey acts is identical to a cat, where it is literally just pure curiosity, but at the same time it's compassion, it's love, it's this level of resiliency that she's going to need once she takes that step out of Vault 33 into the world. And I think that Lucy is above and beyond a fantastic character. The amount of shit that she has to go through, not only in the vault with seeing her fellow vault dwellers be massacred, but to even want to say, you know what, this was the worst day of my entire life. I got married, my husband tried to kill me, and then here I am, and the next day I need to go out and try to find my dad. My dad got napped, and now I got to go out into this massive world that I don't know what's even out there because, I've never stepped out of there, right? And then, now she goes out into the world and she is just like, she's zeroed in, man. She is locked. Like, she is like, I got to go. Yet again, I can't say it enough. I am so excited to see her and what she does. Going into the next season, Goosey is going in the S tier category, 100%. Following Goosey, we have the Ghoul. The very opening of the show starts you off with Cooper Howard, aka the Ghoul, and I actually wish that this tier list would have separated the two. I think that would have been fantastic, but since it didn't, I am going to speak I'm going to speak solely based on how I feel about Cooper Howard and the Ghoul. So this one is probably going to be the longest one. So based solely on Cooper Howard in the beginning. That's how we're gonna go on this. We're gonna talk about Cooper Howard, then we're gonna talk about the Ghoul. So Cooper Howard as a human being, pre-war, pre-ghoulification, Cooper Howard is fantastic. I think that his act, the way he is in Hollywood as an actor, is fantastic. I think that the way he carries himself, the way he is marketing himself pre-war is amazing. But given the fact that he is also a family man, which I feel like that's something that I can personally relate to. I'm a family man, so I really love the way Cooper Howard handles everything that he is given. This is before Barb, his wife, starts to actually get really, really, really involved in Vault-Tec. Mind you, Cooper was going along with his wife to just not only please his wife, but to secure a future. And I think that that is amazing, especially given that he was a Marine and he fought in the liberation of Anchorage up in Alaska. So I think that he comes from a level of, I have been away from my family. I want to do whatever it takes to be with my family for the rest of my existence, and nothing's gonna get in the way of that, right? Then you have the Ghoul, who is dug up, and when he's dug up, he is like angry, because he's like, oh, okay, now these morons that wanted to do this one last score, this one last bounty for this Enclave dude, now they've dug me up. I'm free. I'm about to go off and I'm about to try to figure out how did all of this shit happen. And essentially, we really get the Ghoul going through side quests the entirety of the show, which I think is very, very, very interesting, because this show, season 1, was obviously specifically targeting the main quest of Lucy, and I thought that was very interesting. So then the Ghoul comes in and he is doing his own quest, where he is just trying to figure out how the hell did this happen and where the hell is my family. The Ghoul and Cooper Howard are S tier, plain and simple. It is no debate. There should be genuinely no debate in anybody's mind about the Ghoul. Next, we have Steph Harper. I know exactly where I'm gonna put her already. I can just look at this and tell you exactly where I'm gonna put Steph. Steph is interesting to me because she is obviously, she's a vault dweller, and she seems like this super duper innocent, sweet woman, and she goes through this trial and tribulation in the vault, where she seems to be at odds, right? Where it's like, so day one of finding out Lucy is getting married, Monty and the Raiders come in, and Lee Moldaver and them come in, and then they just start effing shit up. And then Steph Harper is essentially like, I wish I could say collateral damage, but they came in to literally kill everyone in the vault except for Hank and Lucy. Is the way it's set up, that they were going to kill everyone except for Hank and Lucy. And so Steph she loses her husband Bert. Bert dies. R.I.P. Bert. We don't know much about Bert besides he loves shoes. And then Steph loses her eye to a fork, and then she picks up the submachine gun and she just starts going ballistic. She does what she got to do to avenge her husband and try to protect herself and her fellow vault dwellers. But then we end up figuring out that Steph is a part of Vault 31. So we figured this information out through Norman. Oh, actually we figured it out through Chet after the baby is born, where Steph is taking the shower, and Norman asks Chet how he feels about moving back into Vault 32, or moving into 32, and the overseer, I think the overseer actually ends up being Steph over there as well. At 32, if I'm not mistaken. So with that much being said, we figure out that she is also from Vault 31, which is yet again a management vault, which we find out that everyone is cryogenically frozen the same way you were in Fallout 4, to be essentially, you're trying to outlive humanity as a whole. So because the one thing that wins wars and through all the bad shit that's on the surface, what is it? Time. How do we get through time? Management. So buzz, there you go. So yes, Steph is, in my personal opinion, given that she is from a management vault, how did she get into a management position? Well, she is probably big vault tech. She knows a lot about big vault tech, and I think that genuinely Steph is this, very beautiful character that is kind of the juxtaposition of like, oh yeah, you're so beautiful on the outside, but on the inside you're actually like probably like insanely fucking evil. And I think we're gonna find out more about her lore coming in season 2, especially considering that her and Chet are like a thing now, and she is overseer. So we're probably going to see the way she oversees Vault 32 in season 2, which I think we're going to end up figuring out that you're going to be like, yep, Coastal was right the whole time. She's definitely a C tier character. Wilt Zig is a very interesting character to me, solely because what does he know? How does he know? Who are you? Is the question that Lucy asked so many times, and we never really get an answer. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are like me. You don't really like the Enclave too much, so I'm gonna put Wilt Zig in the C tier category. Yet again, he's pretty easy to breeze through solely because we don't really know much about him. We have 3 more characters now. We have Norman McLean. Norman McLean is a very good character in my opinion, solely because he is very interested. Not interesting, but interested. He is very tech savvy. I feel like he put a lot of his attributes, his special attribute points into potentially charisma. Either that or intelligence. I think that Norman is very timid, but also he's like the smartest character in the entirety of the show. And I think that's amazing. He's very sneaky. You could tell he put a lot of his points in sneak, which I think is great. He doesn't even need a stealth boy. He can just pickpocket you right then and there. But he's so smart. But his curiosity eventually gets the best of him when he goes into Vault 31. But one of the opening scenes is these raiders sitting at the picnic tables and eating, and then it pans over to Norman, and he's looking at them like, what the hell? Like, why are y'all eating like y'all haven't eaten centuries? So then he ends up stumbling upon the vault, and he sees it's in complete ruin and disarray. And as he goes through, he finds this person without a leg, and then it looks like they've been just absolutely strangled, but their body is just completely decayed. So with that much being said, he automatically puts the 2 and 2 together and say, well, wait a minute, something just ain't right. Norman is such an interesting character, such an interesting character, because now we are left with the cliffhanger of what is he going to do now that he is trapped in Vault 31 going into season 2. Great character Norman is. So Norman is going to go into the A tier category ahead of Lee Moldaver. Okay, and now next we have not last, not least, potentially not least. We'll find out. We have Hank McLean. Oh my God, Hank McLean. This dude, man. Oh man. Okay, so Hank McLean, Lucy's dad, Norman's dad, Rose's husband, right? The all hell the overseer, Hank freaking McLean. Dude, you are just a horrible person, man. You literally straight up nuked an entire city, Shady Sands, because your wife found out, man, that shit just ain't adding up, brother. You're a horrible dude, man. You're just a straight up bad dude, but that doesn't stop him from just lying. He's just a liar. He's a pathological liar, man. So Hank McLean, massive fan of Cooper Howard. He's calling Cooper Howard or Barb's phone. He's like, hey, yo, is Coop there? He like, hey, Barb, I know we work together, but man, I love your husband so much. Like, man, man, you're the best person ever, right? Feo, what is it? Feo, fuerte y formal. That's what he says to Cooper whenever he actually finally gets to meet him. And he's like, man, I don't do this often, but can I have an autograph? And then we get this image of young Hank freaking McLean. And that's when it all makes sense. It all adds up. He nuked an entire city, killing thousands. Like, with that much being said, he is a terrible person. He blew up Shady Sands. He has lied to Lucy and he lied to Lucy and Norman their entire lives. He killed his wife. Hank, if there was a bruh, holy shit, you're the worst person on the planet, Hank would actually be the only one in said category. He is the worst of the worst. Genuinely, worst of the worst. So he gets D tier. I don't have to even tell you guys. Last but not least, we got Maximus. I have a hot take about Maximus. The truth of the matter is, I like Maximus as a character. I do. I think that Maximus is very, very, very weak. He shows a lot of resiliency throughout the entirety of the show. I feel like Maximus had the potential and has the potential to truly stand up for himself, but every single time he is doing anything, he is always begging for his life. He is always scared. He's always terrified. He also has the worst quote of the entire show. Hopefully I can find it and post it. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'll probably get DMAC for it. But yeah, with that much being said, Maximus, Brotherhood of Steel, he just wants someone to be there for him. You can tell this. You can feel it in your heart for Maximus a lot of times, where it's just like he just wants someone that's going to give him a home, give his life meaning. You know, he says this so many times, but at the same time, it's like, man, it starts with you, man. Like, you have to be able to stand up for yourself. It's amazing I don't have anyone in B tier, actually. Now that I'm looking at this, that is crazy. But yeah, but Maximus is he's a good character. I think though that he is very weak. I feel like Maximus finally starts stepping up to the plate. Once he gets this armor, you can tell that he has this sense of courage all of a sudden. You know what I mean? But I mean, how would you feel if you had all this armor in front of you? Would you feel just like that? Would you be afraid to be out in the wasteland? Would you be afraid to have to go into the wild? Or would you want that opportunity to be able to go into the wasteland and be able to present yourself in front of this? I'm going to be honest with you, Brotherhood of Steel here is an absolute cult. You know, in front of this cult and say, hey, I can do this. You know what I mean? And he does. He steps up to the challenge. He steps up to the plate. He does whatever it takes to get the head, right? He really comes to a great realization at the end of it, though. At the end of the show, I will say he comes to a fantastic realization where Lee Moldaver is dying and says, "What will your brotherhood do? What would your brotherhood do with endless power or limitless power?" And you know, Maximus is just stood there above the observatory, just looking out into the wasteland and all this power coming back and being restored into, you know, seemingly what to them probably looks like the entirety of the world. And he comes to this realization, and Dane comes up and says, "Is that their leader? Did you do this?" And he's like, "Dane, no." And then that's all he can say. And then Dane turns around, "All hail Maximus, right? All hail Maximus, all hail Maximus." And then it's just like, oh my God, you know, like you can't do anything but feel for him, because at that moment you can tell that he had a realization that, wait a minute, I'm with the wrong group of people, because all these people that we just came in here and just massacred, this is all they wanted, was just power for everyone. And yeah, so with that being said, good all hail Maximus. Squire Maximus is going to go in he's going to go in the A tier. He's going to go in the A tier in front of Lee Moldaver and Athen Norman. I think that Norman is a much more well-rounded character, in my opinion. So with that much being said, please let me know, where did I go wrong in this tier list? I am very open to any conversation about anything. As you can tell on my past tier list, I love responding to you guys down there in the comments. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, hit that subscribe button for me. And please, yet again, let me know your ideas. How did you guys feel about my tier list? What would you change? What wouldn't you change? And I will see you guys on the next one whenever I make it. As per usual, please spread love and kindness. Genuinely. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate you all, and I will see you guys on the next one. Of Lee Moldaver. Simple.